All right, guys, let's talk Beatles. Big surprise, right? So I guess I had the wrong shirt on. This is off of the Help album, but it's a great song to learn. Ticket to Ride, great drum beat. We're going to play it for a second and then talk about how to approach it with a quick little exercise to help. Here we go.
It's going away. She's got a ticket to ride. She's got a ticket to ride.
So what's going on there? To me, it's classic Ringo Starr. It's not the flashiest bunch of chops kind of a drum beat. By chops, we mean just a lot of fast, that kind of thing, more like a chop, technical kind of a groove. Ringo is just so creative, and he just crafts the perfect groove for the song. So here is the beat to Ticket to Ride. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're hearing straight eighth notes in the beginning of that groove. You're hearing 1, 2, and 3. Kick, snare, kick, kick, like this. Then on the back half of that measure, he's actually playing something we call a quarter note triplet. Don't get bogged down in the music theory, but it's basically like a big triplet. So the back half goes like this. 1, 2, triplet. 1, 2, triplet. Kick, snare, tom, kick. Kick, snare, tom, kick. Kick, snare, tom, kick. Kick, snare, tom, kick. So if we piece them together, we get the composite rhythm, I guess you could call it. If I combine all of those rhythms and just play it on the snare drum, you'd have this. 1, 2, 3, 4. On the kit. Now, let's talk about a quick little exercise you can do to help figure out that transition from eighth notes to triplets. The first, help you're going to get, speaking of help, right? Little Beatles pun. The first bit of help would just be playing along to the recording, okay? Just get in the groove there with Ringo. And beyond that, let's break it down on the snare drum like this. Check it out. 1, 2, 4 eighth notes, 1 and 2 N, and then 6 eighth note triplets. So if we want to count it, we could count, I'll put a little kick drum to help give the pulse. 1 and 2 and 3 and a 4 and a 1 and 2 and 3 and a 4 and a 1. And you can even try it along with me. Go ahead and get your kick going. And then snare. Now, here's what's going to help us get that quarter note triplet that Ringo puts in there with this part. Excuse me. That little part where he goes up to the tom. What we're going to do is we're going to play the right hand on the snare drum and the left hand kind of light on the hi-hat, or you can use your leg. But sometimes you find people get carried away and you end up with a bruise. So we're going to just safe bet use the hi-hat. So check it out. We're going to take this. And we're going to turn it into this. And that triplet on the snare drum, that's going to help you feel the rhythm that you need to play that snare tom kind of figure. So here's the groove one more time. Now, I suggest recording yourself, record your practice session, and you might find that when you first start, you're going to play this kind of an idea. Or this. Now, those are fine. Those are, acceptable kind of, I don't want to say acceptable, like some, you know what I mean? But it sounds fine. If I was in the Beatles, that's probably what I would have come up with. 1 and 2 and ready. It's pretty logical. But Ringo, he always has that kind of outside of the box kind of approach to his drumming. So he's going to say this. So remember, first step is just listen to the song. And then second step is try to play along. If you can't get the flams, these are called flams. F-L-A-M. That's a rudiment. We'll talk about them in the future, I'm sure. If you can't get that, that's fine. Just play it one-handed. Okay? And then also try that little exercise he gave you where you start on the snare drum. 1 end, 2 end, 3 end, 4 end. And then move your left hand to the hi-hat, and you'll have this. Then without the kick. And then apply it to the kick.